Good evening, everyone. We welcome you inside Braemar Arena here in Edina for Edina Girls Hockey on MN Hockey TV, sponsored by Tradition Companies, American Family Insurance, Lake House, and Itasca Marketing, along with Todd Grover. On camera and Tanner Lawlick, I'm Patrick Lilia. Pleased to be here tonight with you as Edina looking to rebound from their loss to the Andover Huskies 8 days ago. They welcome in Cretin-Derham Hall, looking to build on a 12-12-1 season from a year ago. They dropped their opening game on Tuesday night against Blake by a score of 7-3. They will come in tonight looking to upset the Hornets, perhaps get their season off in the right direction. We talked about the Raiders coming in 12-12-1 a year ago. Lost a lot of the pieces, the key pieces to graduation. And in the words of the head coach, Brooke White-Lancette, this year just about making some progress for the Raiders. We'll see how they do tonight. They have undoubtedly a difficult test in front of them, taking on Edina. The Cretin-Derham starters introduced. Already been a big day for the Edina Hornets as Katie Davis and Tella Jungles, two of a host of Edina athletes across multiple sports, signing their letters of intent, as Davis will be heading to the University of Minnesota Duluth and Tella Jungles off to the University of Minnesota. Those two players signing those letters of intent this afternoon. As we talked about, a number of athletes from different Edina sports signing on this afternoon. So congratulations to all of those athletes who signed on. As the Edina starters now being introduced. Also want to mention head coach Sammy Reber, her mother Darcy, going through some procedures this week. She's at home watching. Get well soon, Darcy. I'm glad you're joining us tonight. The rest of the Edina starters being introduced. I'm going to take a timeout. Come back after your national anthem. You're watching mnhockey.tv. A beautiful rendition of our national anthem recorded by the Edina High School Concert Choir, as we will get set to drop the puck and get the game underway. Again, Cretin-Derham Hall and Edina tonight from Braemar Arena. Both teams 0-1 here in 2019 thus far. We talked about Cretin-Derham and Brooke White-Lancette just wanting to take a step forward this year. She comes from a prominent hockey family as well. Husband Tony is a well-known youth official throughout the Twin Cities area. Both teams finishing up in the pregame huddles. Tonight's game brought to you by American Family Insurance, because your dreams deserve a champion. Presented by Tradition Companies. You can find them online at traditionco.com. As many of you know, Tradition Companies works, lives, and reinvests in our community. They are a great family-owned business offering a one-stop shop for all your home and financing needs. Stella Dolan taking the face-off against Hannah Chorsky, controlled by Edina, as Vivian Jungle slides this one up the near side boards into the offensive zone. Edina, as Hannah Chorsky plays it around toward Lucy Bolby on the far side of the net. As she was getting tied up by Lily Barrett of Cretin-Derham Hall. Raiders get it back out to neutral ice. There's a backhand pass ahead by Ella Klein. It'll work its way into the Edina zone, where Lily Hendrickson back to pick it up in her own zone. She pushes it up toward Tella Jungle. We talked about her a little bit in the pregame, signing her letter of intent to go to the University of Minnesota earlier this afternoon. As the stretch pass works its way back into the Edina zone, Lily Hendrickson plays it from behind her own net toward Vivian Jungles. Wants to break out toward neutral ice, pass over toward Tella Jungles on the near side. She'll play it over to the end boards behind Ryan Sherry of the Raiders. There's a turnover. Here's Katie Davis trying to center it, and that one got blocked. Another centering feed intercepted by the Raiders. It's played over toward the near side. Sophia Dahl able to maintain the offensive attack for Edina. Raiders and Sherry playing it around behind the net. It'll work its way back around toward the near side of the net. It's getting tied up is Lauren Hausman for the Raiders. Edina maintaining the offensive attack. That shot by Chorsky is knocked down. And the Raiders and Lexi Bonfie take it back. Bonfie plays it up to the far side boards, and the Raiders flip it out to neutral. And we'll go all the way down for an icing. 15:30 to go here in the first period. No score, but some good offensive pressure for the Hornets in the first 90 seconds of the game, and they'll have an offensive zone face-off here. Edina, we mentioned in the pregame, hasn't played in 8 days since the opening night loss to Andover. The face-off kicks back to the point, unable to be held in by Holly Olson. Played back into the zone, where it's intercepted by Kylie Roberts. Roberts trying to center it. There's a shot that goes just wide by Barrett Lindborg. Back out at neutral come the Raiders. It's played in deep to the Edina zone by Lily Barrett, and the the Raiders will change. On the far side, Gwen Hendrickson getting tied up. The Raiders come out with it. There's a shot that'll go wide of Uma Cornea, the goaltender. And played through the corner by the Raiders. We'll kick it back out toward the point. Sherry with a shot through traffic that was tipped and knocked down. We'll flip back out to neutral ice. And very careful there for the Hornets, who almost took a too many players penalty, as Lucy Bolby ends up with the puck and she carries it into the offensive zone. Bolby trying to center it for Tella Jungles. It was out of a reach, but able to be held in by the Hornets. It floats its way back toward the neutral zone, able to be held in by Edina, who maintain the offensive attack. As Chorsky circles. Chorsky trying to work her way around Olivia Garrity, gets it into the corner where it's intercepted by the Raiders, brought back out toward neutral ice by Lily Geist. Geist will flip this one in deep to the Edina zone, and Cornea having to steer that one up into the corner as Lily Hendrickson possesses for Edina as she pushes it up ahead toward Lucy Bolby. As Bolby's pass ends up back with her. She was trying to get it toward Chorsky, centering feed down low. They score! As Tella Jungles with the first goal of the season for Edina. Able to find that rebound off the goaltender for the Raiders, Hannah Fritz. That's 1-0 Edina. Goal coming at 3:13 of the first period. Tella Jungles, we talked about a couple of times already. He signed that letter of intent to go to the University of Minnesota this afternoon. And she's rewarded with the first goal of the game, first goal of the season for Edina here in their second game. Lucy Bolby getting the assist. As Jane Keel plays this one in deep back into the Raiders zone where it's played around toward the near side. Lexi Bonfie. The Raiders break back out through neutral ice. Here's Kira Ryan. Ryan stumbles as she falls into the offensive zone. That'll be a tripping penalty against the Hornets. Now Jane Keel will take the penalty for Edina. That'll be an early power play for the Raiders. They now trail 1-0 on the goal by Tella Jungles. Face-off will be to the right of Cornea. Stella Dolan will take the face-off against Emma Connor. It's won by the Raiders. Slid over to the near side. Lily Geist with a shot that was blocked as Lily Hendrickson got in front of that one. 13-10 to go first period as this centering feed slides through, but able to be controlled again by the Raiders. Geist with a shot, and sprawling to get in front of that one was Connor. Connor now able to poke it back out to neutral ice and take it away. Emma Connor into the offensive zone. She'll take a shorthanded shot. It's loose, and then whiffing on the rebound attempt are the Hornets. As Fritz made a good save and now sent all the way back into the Edina zone. That'll be an icing call on the Raiders, and we'll have a face-off deep in the Cretin-Derham zone. 12:45 to go first period. 1-0 Edina. 1:27 to go in the penalty. The trip to Jane Keel. As Barrett Lindborg will take the face-off against Lexi Bonfie. As the Hornets able to bring it back into the neutral zone. Sophia Dahl sending it up toward Haley Maxwell. Maxwell will dump it into the Cretin-Derham zone where it's played there by Ryan. Ryan reversing direction. She'll work her way up the left wing side. Ryan into the offensive zone with Ryan Sherry. She'll take a shot high off the glass. As Edina able to clear. 12:20 to go first period. 1-0 Hornets. First goal of the season for Tella Jungles. First goal of the season for Edina as a team. And in the offensive zone, here's Sherry. Sherry dumps it back behind her for Ryan, but it's cleared out all the way down once again by Lindborg. The Raiders back to pick it up deep in their own zone. Bonfie will steer her way around the net. Work her way through the neutral zone. She gets headed off, though, nicely by Bowlby as she tried to gain the offensive zone as Roberts chips it back out to neutral ice and now back in the Edina zone as Bowlby will fling at the length of the ice. 23 seconds in the power play, 11:40 to go first period, 1-0 Edina. The Raiders play it off the near side boards as Vivian Jungles will play it from deep in her own zone. It's Lily Hendrickson with it as she gets tied up in the corner, and the Raiders able to come out with it. Back out to the point. As the power play comes to an end, it's Erin Anfang possessing the puck as it's sent back out to neutral ice. Into the offensive zone, here's Keel. Keel with a shot over the top of the net on the breakaway. As Keel worked her way out of the penalty box, it's always a dangerous play when the team comes back to full strength. It's often the player who comes out of the box who has those kinds of chances. 10:55 to go here in the first period, 1-0 Edina. As the play continues in the Edina zone, it's going to be the Cretin-Derham zone, and now the Raiders able to chip it all the way down into the Edina zone, but that'll be an icing call as Anfang hadn't gained the red line when she dumped it in. It'll be a face-off deep in the Cretin-Derham zone. 10:40 to go here in the first period. 1-0 Hornets. Offensive zone face-off for Edina. It'll be to the left of Hannah Fritz, the goaltender. Face-off still loose in the circle. It comes free for Connor with a backhand shot, and that was saved by Fritz. The puck works its way into the near side corner. There's Keel with it. Keel will backhand pass it out toward the point. It will be held by Holly Olson. The Raiders now with it, and they come around to the near side. It's Bonfie gaining the neutral zone. She has to hold up as her teammates got in a step ahead of her. She circles her way back through to the other side of the neutral zone, and now she sends it in toward Kira Ryan, but the pass was off target, taken back by the Hornets. Into the offensive zone, here's Chorsky. He's trying to leave it behind her for Bowlby. Up on the near side boards. The puck comes free as Tella Jungle is trying to slide this one through for Chorsky, and we're going to penalty coming here. A slashing call. go against the Raiders. And Ryan, so it'll be the first power play for Edina coming up. Edina, that was a sore spot in their game against Andover. They were 0 for 5 on the power play. A stretch of the second period where it seemed like they had 3 of them back to back against the Huskies and couldn't score on any of them. Vivian Jungles slides it through. She scores! Vivian Jungles with a power play goal. It's 2-0 Edina. The Jungles right off the power play just whistles this one from the slot past the goaltender Fritz, and it's 2-0 just like that. 9:41 to go here in the first period. So both of the Jungles have scored here in this first period. Edina leading it now 2-0. As Cece Ziegler drops it into the offensive zone for the Raiders. Hornets trying to work their way back through the neutral zone. Here's Tella Jungles will end up with the puck. As Chorsky's shot got through to the goaltender Fritz, who made the save. Emma Connor getting the primary assist. And Katie Davis getting the secondary one. So that'll be Vivian Jungles from Connor and Davis on the power play. As Vivian Jungles able to hold the zone for Edina as we go under the 8-minute mark of this first period. 2-0 Hornets. And good for the Hornets to get some early tallies on the board after the frustrating loss to Andover 8 days ago. Talked about all the offensive chances that they had. A game that was really decided by defense. Talked a lot about coming into that game, the firepower of the Andover top line, who combined for 70 goals last year. Andover only scored 1. Unfortunately for Edina, that was all they would need. There's a penalty assessed here against Francis Staples of the Raiders. It'll put the Hornets right back on the power play with 8:37 to go in this first period. 2-0 Hornets. Edina controls the face-off. Bowlby will work her way through the circle. The bench minor. It's a too many players on the ice as Maxwell's shot is blocked and then cleared by the Raiders. Ryan Sherry all the way down. We're past the halfway point of this first period. 2-0 Edina. As Tella Jungles and Vivian Jungles have each scored in this first period. As here's Lucy Bowlby. Sends it out to neutral ice. Keel into the offensive zone. Keel will work her way into the corner. Keel gets it back to Maxwell. Dahl. Up to Bowlby. They cycle it around. Try to get it down toward Keel, but the puck was poked away. A good defensive effort there from Ziegler, able to get the stick in there to disrupt that centering attempt. 1:08 to go in the power play. 7:43 in the period. We had a penalty coming here against the Raiders. It's going to be another trip. It's going to be Ziegler catching that one. It's going to be a 5-on-3 for Edina for a full minute. Edina will have a golden opportunity to add on to their 2-0 lead. 1 minute of 5-on-3. American Family Insurance, with the right support, any dream is possible. Find an agent and get a quote at amfam.com. That's amfam.com. As that shot by Lily Hendrickson was knocked down just in front. It turned out to be a very dangerous shot once again. Here's Hendrickson again with it. She cycles it over toward Chorsky as she tried to thread the pass through, but it was poked away by Ryan Sherry and now cleared out by the Raiders. The Raiders bench applauding the effort by their teammates. 35 seconds remaining of 5-on-3. 7:08 to go here in this first period. It's 2-0 Edina. As Vivian Jungles, a little bit of a miscommunication with their teammates. But Edina able to maintain the puck possession. It's the puck down low. There's a shot that's blocked as they got it over to Katie Davis. 12 seconds to go in the 5-on-3. Here's Vivian Jungles scores. Jungles with her second goal of the period. Second power play goal of the period. It's 3-0 Edina. From a lot closer range than her first one. Jungles just working her way in front of the net. That tough 5-on-3 situation. Jungles able to park herself in front of the net and hammer it home for her second power play goal of the period. It's 3-0 Edina. Edina controlling the face-off. They have 1:07 now of 5-on-4 power play. Hornets possess in their own zone as Tella Jungles at neutral ice with it. And she threads this one through Bonfie. Here's Keel. Keel with the backhand, and she shot it over the top of the net. So Keel almost making it 4-0 right there as Maxwell sends this one toward Bowlby. Cross ice, the Raiders play it around toward the near side. Ann Fang trying to catch up to this one, or Ella Klein rather. 6:13 to go here in the first period as Bowlby working her way in, and she just sent a shot wide. Excuse me, that was Tella Jungles. She just kind of muscled her way in there for that shot. Dahl able to hold the zone for Edina as Bowlby whiffs on the shot. Maxwell, 20 seconds to go in the power play as Maxwell can't fit this one between two Raiders. As Lily Geist trying to get this one out to neutral ice. As Tella Jungles into the offensive zone. One last rush on the power play. Here's Keel with it. Keel, though, got fended off as he had a couple of Raiders in front of her. As Maxwell able to hold the zone again for the Hornets. We're back at full strength now. 5:33 to go here in the first period. 3-0 Hornets. The Raiders controlling their own zone as Bonfie will get it out to neutral ice. She'll send it cross ice into the offensive zone as Geist. Geist will send a shot, and that was saved by Cornea. The Hornets get it back out to neutral ice. They'll play it deep into the Raiders zone. They're trying to get this pass up. It'll end up out of reach of Barrett. It'll work its way deep into the Hornet zone. .447 to go here in the first period. 3-0 Hornets. 2 power play goals. Tella Jungles had the even strength goal. Vivian Jungles had both of the power play goals. The Raiders get it back into the Edina zone where it's played over toward Kylie Roberts. The Raiders send it back toward Vivian Jungles. Jungles on the far side. She gets tied up. She kicks it ahead. A couple of players fall to the ice. It's Hendrickson with it. Hendrickson into the offensive zone for the Hornets. He'll slow down in the circle. She has a couple of Raiders with her. Ryan Sherry able to fend that attempt off. There's a shot that will be tipped just wide of the net by Sammy Hankinson. Under 4 minutes to go here in the first period. Hankinson can't hold the zone, ends up back out at neutral ice as here's Roberts with it. Roberts sends it up toward Lindborg. Lindborg and into the offensive zone. Trying to work her way around was Gwen Hendrickson. Come around to the near side. The Raiders have it once again. The clear attempt was knocked down. Now the Raiders are able to get it out to neutral ice. And into the offensive zone is Ryan. Ryan will send a shot well wide. The Hornets play it back out to neutral ice as Jungles got tied up. She's able to get it into the offensive zone regardless. Almost looked like she was going to break away from the defenders and get a play off on net. The Raiders able to hold on defense that time as Chorsky takes it away. Chorsky gets it over to Jungles. Jungles getting tied up on the end boards as Olivia Garrity collided with her. As Hankinson with a shot wide. .240 to go here in this first period. 3-0 Edina. The puck floats its way back toward the net, and then the centering feed pushed down to the near side. Hankinson over to pick it up. It'll work its way into the near side corner. as Chorsky came out with it, then a shot wide. 2:20 to go now in the opening frame. This centering feed for Tella Jungles just out of a reach. Raiders get it back out to neutral. Here's Barrett trying to work her way up the near, that's Geist working her way up the near side as it's tipped into the Edina zone. Hornets play it around. Into the offensive zone, here's Connor trying to work her way around Ari Evans. This one centered for Davis. Davis, though, has to take it behind the net. We're under 2 minutes to go in the period. It's Dahl trying to slide this one through. It'll be tipped up into the far side corner. Into the offensive zone come the Raiders, so this one is chipped into the Hornet zone. We'll have a face-off deep in the Edina zone with 1:27 to go in this first period. Face-off to the right of Cornea. It's picked up by Hendrickson, carried out to neutral ice. The Raiders will take it back in their own zone. As Ziegler trying to clear it out, but able to be held in by Edina, and then a shot from the point by Maxwell goes just wide. Edina able to maintain the offensive attack. Roberts. The centering feed is off target as she was trying to get this one down to Lindborg. Under a minute to go now in the period. It's Dahl. This one cross-ice for Roberts. Roberts, Lindborg with it. Lindborg centers it for Roberts. Roberts with a backhand shot. Rebound. Hendrickson couldn't quite catch up with it. And it's covered up by Fritz, and we'll have an offensive zone face-off for Edina with 38.4 to go in this first period. Edina High School live streaming coverage presented in part by Tradition Companies, American Family Insurance, Lake House, and Itasca Marketing. Happy you're with us tonight from Braemar. Edina off to a great start. They lead at 3-0 as Vivian Jungles trying to center this one for Lily Hendrickson. Hendrickson, though, couldn't control it. It's hooked back out to neutral ice. Under 30 seconds to go in the period. Raiders get it back out to neutral. Into the offensive zone is Geist. Geist, if this puck flipped high up over the net into the netting, so we'll have a face-off with 14.2 to go in the period. American Family Insurance, we protect what you've achieved so you can fearlessly pursue your dreams. Insure carefully and dream fearlessly. Find the support you need at amfam.com. The face-off pushed up into the corner. Edina able to float it back out to neutral ice, and then whiffing on the dump attempt was Sherry. The late offside here against the Raiders is sent out to neutral ice as the period comes to an end. Edina off to a fast and roaring start. Tella Jungles with a goal. Vivian Jungles with 2 power play goals. And the Hornets take a 3-0 lead into the first period intermission. I want to remind you, Edina High School Hockey presented by Tradition Companies. Find them online at traditionco.com. As many of you know, Tradition Companies works, lives, and reinvests in our community. They're a great family-owned business offering a one-stop shop for all your home and financing needs, from new home construction, land development, mortgage, banking, and wealth management services. Tradition has a solution for you. They are vested in our community, and they are vested in you. Check them out at traditionco.com. That's traditionco.com. We're going to take a break and hear from our friends at American Family Insurance. 3-0 after one period. You're watching MN Hockey TV.
I got it.
This looks amazing.
We have this hunger project, and I give back to the kids to buy food.
So the more bracelets you make, the more money you raise, and then the more kids you can help out.
Continues right here at the MNHockey.tv, and we are between periods with Tradition Capital Bank's Dan Fagan. Thanks for joining us here. I know you've got a busy schedule, and we've got a lot of great stuff to talk about. First of all, why don't you share your position with the bank and what you do?
Hey, thanks. Thanks for having me. I'm Dan Fagan, and President and CEO of Tradition Capital Bank.
And in your role, you've obviously have a bank that's a little bit different than other banks. We have a stereotypical thing in our mind, but when it comes down to what you are as a bank, can you kind of share what's different about you and who Tradition Capital Bank is?
Yeah, would be happy to. We started in 2005. We raised $10 million in capital, and we had a vision for being a bank of locally owned investors and bankers that are in our community to come together and create a bank that we would have this idea of doing business with friends and family and expanding that network over time. For us, we are a full-service community bank in the Twin Cities, so you can think of all the services that a Wells Fargo or a U.S. bank would do. We can do those here. But think of it in terms of high touch, high service. So we have all the technology, mobile app, online banking. We have loans, deposits, all the types of things you get with a U.S. bank or Wells Fargo bank, you get with us. But when you come in, we know you by name. We recognize you. We give a high level of service, and it's a much different feel. We're a private bank, so we're not a high value mass marketed bank. We're more unique and more kind of fly under the radar through our friends and family.
And so with that recognition from the client base and how it feels, it definitely, for those that come through your doors, it's a lost art, I think. And have you found as a business with what you offer, you have the technological capabilities of all the big box banks, if you will, but you have the hometown feel that we really don't get in the Twin Cities anymore.
Yeah, no, I would agree. And if you look, if you know the banking world, there's a lot of consolidation happening. So I don't want to think of your Home Depot's taking out the local hardware store, but banks are very similar in that you can get lost as a customer in a big bank. But a bank like ours, we're smaller, we're more nimble, we're very responsive, but yet we were founded by a lot of good business owners in the Twin Cities community. And we have a lot of good bankers here. I myself was a former bank examiner. So we know banking very well, but we are very responsive. We're locally owned, local decision making, and you're not going to get that as much in the Twin Cities here. Other banks are making decisions, some in California, some in Wisconsin, some that take 3 weeks on a turnaround for you. If you come in here, we can talk among our bank and within a few hours get back to you and let you know, hey, this is something we can do. We've done, honest to goodness, we've closed a $10 million loan in a couple of days. Now, we don't do bad loans. We do good loans, but we're very responsive. We had all the information, and we put the transaction together, and that's just not something you're going to get at a big bank.
Well, there's some things that we say we're uniquely Minnesotan, but we also do business Minnesotan as well, so it's really helpful for those Minnesota businesses to know exactly that they have someone with their finger on the pulse of what's really happening here. Let's dig in a little bit deeper into the technology part of things that you have from the consumer, the user perspective. Can you kind of open up the toolkit there? What do you got?
Absolutely. So from a private banking perspective, we obviously have online banking that you could do on a desktop, or we have the kind of online tablet banking, but most importantly, we have our mobile banking app. If you're familiar with some of the larger banks, for example, Bank of America, we actually have the same platform that they use in their online banking. So we have banking where you can look at, obviously, account balances, make payments online. You can make transfers to other individuals. We have a product called Zelle that's very popular among
all
the big
over
banks.
it. We pay our employees with it.
There you go. So we've got Zelle here. So basically all the things you could do at the big banks, the technology's there, and we're implementing them and have that available for us. For our business customers, we also have business online banking, set up ACH originations, again, client to client, B2B, or individual to individual. We have all those services and technology, but the best part is that you have that hands-on, one-on-one. You need something, you pick up the phone, you dial a number, it's picked up by an individual. We know you, we're responsive, and we can make those things happen, whether it's a wire transfer, whether it's overdraft. If you are out and about, you go away for a weekend, and you forget to transfer money, and you're overdrawn, we're not going to return that check, and we're going to call you and say, hey, what happened? Because we know you. So you have all the tech now. You'll be able to see that, and you'll have probably something pop up on your app, insufficient funds, but you don't have to worry that we're going to return the check. You can call us. We know you. We take care of it. That's what you get when you're with Tradition.
And that's very unique. And you also, from someone picking up the phone, you don't have the phone tree to work through where they say, we didn't get that. We try that again, which is really, for me, I think that's a terrific thing too. As far as where you're going, obviously you've opened up a fabulous facility in Wayzata. You're here in Edina, and are you also somewhere else?
In North Oaks.
North Oaks, that's correct. Anything beyond those 3 locations? What are you guys thinking there?
So I think right now for the Twin Cities, that's a pretty good market. And again, with technology, you don't need brick and mortar on every corner. In fact, you may not go into the bank as many times as you used to. Now we're here if you need us. The reason we had Edina was our original spot. We went to North Oaks. It was pretty strategic because it was literally across town on the other side to serve kind of the St. Paul market and North Metro. Wayzata was a very unique opportunity that we had a client that had a building and said, hey, you know what, this is a cool little community out here. So we looked to set up a small location. We have about 10 staff, just under 10 staff that are at our Wayzata location, but again, full service banking. In terms of the Twin Cities, that's what we're at kind of right now, but we obviously are always looking at strategic initiatives. What I will say is that, and this is a little bit down the road, but we have a lot of clients that were private bank clients that winter in either Arizona or Naples. And so we are considering putting kind of right now, we can do business down there already, but we are looking at down the road setting up some branch locations because we want to make sure we take care of our clients wherever they're at. And those seem to be some markets that a lot of people are attracted to, and we've had a lot of customer relationships out there. So that's kind of a little thing in the future that we're taking a look at.
Well, so not far away, we have our Edina Jerry's Foods down in Sanibel Island, so why not? The free shameless plug, sorry.
Yes,
hope you're okay with that.
Absolutely.
Kind of the same concept for those of you that,
you know what,
appreciate
though,
that.
that's exactly what it is. We're Minnesotans. We know this market. We know our people.
Everybody loves that.
And everybody loves that. And if you're going to be out in those other communities dealing with people that are just good, hardworking, good, valued Minnesota people, that's what we're looking to do. And by the way, we have an aging employee base, and some of these employees are looking to go to these communities. So it's a nice way to retain not only our customers, but also some of our employees. And so we see a big opportunity. But also, I think there's a lot of people in those communities that miss kind of that hometown, small town feel. You go in, it's a handshake, you see things. Yes, we need to fill out paperwork and all that, but we do our best to be people of integrity. And when we tell you we're going to do something, we do it. No surprises, handshake, that's the way we do it.
Terrific stuff, Dan. Finally, if I want to get started with you, if I'm a business or a consumer, what's the best way? Just pop in, give you a call? What do you guys prefer?
Either, yeah. We have kind of on our website, you can see kind of the department leads we have here, whether it's a business banking need, private banking need, construction development. Obviously, you can have call us on the phone. The best way is either that or just come in person. We have bankers here on site that if you're not calling us, if you're in the area, pop in, we'll get somebody right away. We always have someone to handle the needs there. So it's literally a phone call, let us know, and we'll do everything we can to help. If we're not the best fit for you or the best resource, we'll do everything we can to help make that appropriate connection to someone that might better serve you.
That's exactly who these people are, folks. What is that email? Why don't you shoot that out there for everybody? Or email, sorry, website, web address. Why don't you shoot that for us?
www.tradition.bank, B-A-N-K.
Simple enough. Dan, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks so much.
Good
luck
stuff.
in the tournaments.
Thank you. We'll be back with more high school hockey coming up right after this.
So we welcome you back inside Braemar Arena, getting set to start the second period momentarily. Along with producer Tanner Lawlick and camera operator Todd Grover, I'm Patrick Lilia with you this evening. Edina scoring 3 times in that first period. 1 goal by Tella Jungles and then 2 by Vivian Jungles. Both of the Vivian Jungles goals coming on the power play. Tonight's coverage sponsored in part by Tradition Companies, American Family Insurance, Lake House, and Itasca Marketing. Bringing you coverage of Edina live streaming this season. Started off this fall with our football slate, did the 4 Edina home games in the regular season. We're moving into the hockey season. We got full boys and girls coverage of the home contests here at Braemar Arena. We're underway here in the second period into the offensive zone. Here's Lucy Bolby. That's coming up to try to knock her off the puck with Stella Dolan. Play continuing up in the far side corner. 16:42 to go in the second period. 3-0 Hornets. So this one pops in on Fritz, and she'll cover it up with the glove. An offensive zone face-off coming for Edina. 16:38 to go here in the second period. They lead it 3-0. There's a shot off the face-off that was blocked as it trickled free to Lucy Bolby. She'll play it behind the net as the Raiders get it out to neutral ice as Vivian Jungles plays it up in front of the Edina bench into the offensive zone, but offside is Lucy Bolby. Will have a neutral zone face-off coming. 16:24 to go here in the second period. Edina leading Cretin-Derham Hall 3-0. Didn't talk much about the Raiders, but going to need to find some players to step up on offense. The leading returning goal scorer, Kira Ryan, put up 7 last year. Most of their goal scorers from last season graduated. The Raiders get it back out into the neutral zone, and now they'll try to set up in their own zone as they play it deep into the Edina zone. Maxwell behind her net. He plays it over toward Davis on the near side. Now to neutral ice. As Davis able to poke it ahead. As Ryan Sherry picks it up in her own zone. Sherry, though, has it taken now the other way by the Raiders. It's banked off the near side boards by Barrett. As Bonfie plays it into the neutral zone. Davis drives it in deep. It'll work its way around the Raider net. They played up toward Ella Klein. Klein trying to get it out toward the neutral zone. And now the Raiders able to get it into the neutral zone as Bonfie smacks it off the near side boards in front of the scorer's area. As Gwen Hendrickson gains the offensive zone for Edina. She gets knocked off the puck. She was trying to go around Barrett. As Hankinson able to hold for Edina. It'll work through the corner. They'll get by Hendrickson. Way up through the corner, now sent out to neutral ice by the Raiders. Back to pick it up deep in her own zone. There's Holly Olsen. Olsen looking to reverse direction. Headed toward Roberts. As Lindborg goes to the ice behind the net, and we're going to get a penalty coming here against Edina. As Lindborg will head to the penalty box. It'll be the second power play for the Raiders. 14:47 to go here in the second period. Sponsored by American Family Insurance, because your dreams deserve a champion. As the Raiders push the face-off back out into the neutral zone. Is there to pick it up is Klein. Klein trying to play it along the near side into the offensive zone is Ziegler. Ziegler slows up, sends it back to the slot. There's a shot from the circle as Cornea makes the save. Lily Hendrickson with it. She'll work her way around the net. Play it out toward the neutral zone. It's intercepted by Ziegler. Ziegler waiting for her teammates to touch up, and now she'll work her way back into her own zone. Bonfie losing control of the puck. Picked up by Stella Dolan. Dolan into the offensive zone for the Raiders, and she drops it off behind her. Ziegler trying to slide this one through. Backhand shot was knocked down. It was picked up by Connor. Connor with a stretch pass that's out of the reach of Tella Jungles. The Raiders will play it from deep in their own zone, and Ziegler trying to get it out to neutral ice. Jane Keel, though, intercepts it. She brings it into the offensive zone briefly, now kicks it back out. As the Hornets play it along the near side, deep into the Raiders zone once again. Keel behind the net, shorthanded. There's a big hit on the far side board. We're going to get a penalty coming here. Going to be on Lily Barrett for the Raiders. .34 to go here in the second period. A conversation at the Raider bench. It'll be a 5-minute major penalty on Barrett. It'll be 48 seconds of 4-on-4. It's a 5-minute major for checking from behind on Barrett, plus a 10-minute misconduct. So 48 seconds of 4-on-4. And about 4:12 of the major penalty power play for Edina to follow. There's a shot shorthanded that went off the side of the net. The Raiders possess. Work their way out into the neutral zone, but then lose control of the puck. Davis to Hendrickson. As Jungle stretch pass to Connor into the offensive zone. Connor trying to work her way into the center of the ice. They're going to get another penalty coming here against Lily Geist of the Raiders. She was trying to prevent Connor from driving the net. It's going to be Kira Ryan on the penalty. It'll be a 5-on-3 for 28 seconds. Diana having already scored on the 5-on-3 this evening. As Cretin-Derham controls the face-off and able to clear it the length of the ice. Ryan for hooking the call. Edina with 15 seconds of 5-on-3 into the offense, 4-on-3, I should say. The cross ice pass to the circle. Here's Jungles with a shot, and that one just wide as Vivian Jungles looking for the hat trick. Edina, though, able to maintain the offensive attack. Now it's 5-on-3 for Edina. Now there's a shot, and that one was saved on the shot by Lily Hendrickson. Edina maintaining the offensive attack. They're trying to center it for Chorsky, and then Hendrickson can't hold the zone as it works its way back into the Edina zone. As racing down there is Lexi Bonfi, a good hustle play by the Raiders to catch up to that puck and force Edina to have to retreat all the way into their offensive zone. 59 seconds of 5-on-3. There's Connor with it in the near circle. He slides it up. There's Jungles with a shot, and that was saved, and the rebound just works its way past Chorsky. But Edina again able to maintain the offensive attack. There's Jungles again with a shot that'll go wide. As Hendrickson able to maintain the possession for Edina. Jungles slides it over to Connor in the near circle. Connor works her way in, and then just missing on the back door was Chorsky. Chorsky had a good look at it, but it was off the heel of her stick. It's Chorsky. It's intercepted by Bonfi. Bonfi trying to clear, able to be held by Chorsky. Chorsky will work her way in as she tries to slide it in, and it's cleared out by the Raiders. Length of the ice. 13 seconds to go in the 5-on-3. 250 in the major penalty for checking from behind. 11:17 to go in the period. We're now 5-on-4 for the next 2:40. As that pass is out of reach of Bowlby back into the neutral zone. We're supposed to let the player out of the box, and nobody was there to do it for the Raiders. Well, there's a shot that's steered aside by Fritz, so the Hornets got a little bit of extra 5-on-3 time there. As Kira Ryan out of the box trying to drive her way into the offensive zone. Now we're going to get a penalty coming here against Edina. As Sophia Dahl collided with Ryan in the Edina zone. A little bit of a parade to the penalty box here in the early stages of the second period. So that'll more or less end the power play for the Hornets. They'll have 9 seconds still on the back end. It'll be 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. So officially Dahl for checking. 4-on-4 for minute 52 as Edina gets it out through the neutral zone. Deep into the Raider zone as Sherry back to pick it up. As Roberts knocks down the pass as he was trying to slide it over toward Ari Evans on the near side. Edina able to take it back. Here's Roberts working her way in. Roberts with a pass trying to get it to Davis, but Davis wasn't quite in position yet. Davis though able to take the puck away. Davis, she scores! Katie Davis with a goal. 4-on-4. It's 4-0 Edina. Davis getting her first goal of the season. She picked up an assist early in the game. Edina's leading returning scorer, 22 goals last season. Will to find the back of the net for the first time. It's 4-0 Hornets. Now both of the players who signed those letters of intent this afternoon, that would be Davis and Tella Jungles, have goals in this game. And Edina is off and rolling. 10 minutes to go here in the second period, just past the 7-minute mark of this second frame. Davis unassisted. 6:50 of the second period. Davis again unassisted as Maxwell's shot slides through. It'll work its way up into the corner. Edina trying to maintain the offensive attack. Sent out into the neutral zone by Stella Dolan. With Maxwell in front of the bench for Edina, tied up with a couple of purple and yellow jerseys. And the Raiders able to play it deep into the Hornet zone, but that'll be an icing. 35 seconds remaining of 4-on-4. 9:16 to go here in the second period. Edina leading at 4-0. As far looking good and trying to rebound from that tough loss 8 days ago against Andover here at Braemar Arena. With the Huskies and the Hornets, two teams who a lot of people think will be there in February at the XL Energy Center. Both of them made it there last year. Edina, of course, won their third straight title. Andover falling in the semifinal to eventual runner-up Brainerd Little Falls. But tonight, thus far, all Edina. 13 seconds remaining in the 4-on-4. 8:50 to go here in the period. Edina leading at 4-0 as the Raiders will play it from deep in their own zone as Sherry slides this one through the neutral zone. Bowlby back to pick it up. Edina on a very, very abbreviated power play, and as soon as I finish that sentence, that power play comes to an end, and now we're 5-on-5 once again. There's Jungles into the offensive zone. Vivian Jungles circling her way back. There's Hendrickson, slides this one into the corner. Centering feed trying to get it to Lindborg as it's just poked back out into the neutral zone as Vivian Jungles back to pick it up. He plays it over to the near side in front of the on-charging Olivia Garrity. Back into the offensive zone. Here's Katie Davis, who scored the most recent goal for the Hornets. And it's her first of the season. The Raiders out at neutral ice. Here's Lily Geist into the offensive zone. Geist with a shot, and that was saved by Cornea. It works its way up into the corner. 7:50 to go here in the second period. 4-0 Edina. The four-car pile-up continuing. Raiders trying to maintain possession, and now the Hornets get it back out to neutral ice. When taken away into the offensive zone, here's Davis. Davis, she scores! What a move by Katie Davis. Her second goal of the period. 5-0 Edina. We're going to see Davis just put the move on and go to the backhand into a wide open net. 5-0 Hornets. So that goal coming at the 9:26 mark of the second period. So the Hornets off and rolling tonight against Cretin-Derham Hall. Face-off poked down to the near side boards as Hendrickson will play it deep in her own zone. Ella Klein trying to make a play for Cretin-Derham Hall. Davis unassisted once again. Into the offensive zone as Gwen Hendrickson sends a shot through the blue. It'll work its way up onto the end wall. We played over toward the near side, half wall. As Kelly Collins for Edina couldn't quite hold the offensive zone. Now it's back out at neutral ice as Gwen Hendrickson will play it deep into the Raider zone. It's Fritz out of her own net to play it, and we played up into the far side corner by Sherry. Played onto the end wall, Francis Staples. Staples will play it along the wall. Its way back into the center of the ice. Buried up the near side boards by Ari Evans. Evans will play it into the Edina zone as Vivian Jungles plays it there. He pokes it ahead toward Dahl. Dahl's pass was knocked down, though, by Stella Dolan. We're going to get a stoppage of play here with 6:28 to go in the second period. American Family Insurance, with the right support, any dream is possible. Find an agent and get a quote at amfam.com. Face-off, controlled in the corner. Played over toward Bolby on the near side. As Chorsky working her way out to neutral ice. Chorsky into the offensive zone. Trying to get her way around Lily Geist for the Raiders. Will end up on the end wall. And played behind the Raider net. As Chorsky can't come out with it, and the Raiders will look to break out back to neutral ice. It's poked away there by Hankinson as Geist with a wobbly shot that got tipped. It'll work its way down into the corner. 5:55 to go, second period. 5-0 Hornets. Davis with 2 goals, Vivian Jungles with 2 goals, and Tella Jungles with 1 goal, and that's in reverse chronological order. As Chorsky backhands it toward Tella Jungles, will send a shot wide. Davis the most recent 2. Vivian the 2 before that is a shot over the top of the net by Hannah Chorsky, and then Tella Jungles scored the first goal of the game for Edina. Davis at neutral ice, ends up with the puck. She comes into the offensive zone with Tella Jungles, trying to get it back toward Jungles, but it's poked away by Evans. On the near side, here's Maxwell with it. Maxwell with a shot that's saved by Fritz, and we'll have a face-off in the Edina offensive zone. 5:07 to go here in the second period. 5-0 Hornets. Edina High School Hockey presented by Tradition Companies. Find them online at traditionco.com. Many of you know Tradition Companies works, lives, and reinvests in our community. They are a great family-owned business offering a one-stop shop for all your home and financing needs. From new home construction, land development, mortgage, banking, and wealth management services, Tradition has a solution for you. They are vested in our community, and they are vested in you. Check them out at traditionco.com. That's traditionco.com as we're back underway. 4:42 to go, second period, 5-0 Hornets. As Ella Klein able to take this puck away and play it back deep around the Edina net, where the Hornets will look to break out from there. As Maxwell couldn't quite get out of the Edina zone before she had the puck loudly swatted away. It's now back out at neutral ice. Into the offensive zone is Lindborg for the Hornets. It's Lindborg trying to center, but it was intercepted by the Raiders out front. And carried back out to neutral by Lily Geist. Geist into the offensive zone with some speed as she tried to drop it behind her for Garrity, but it was sent up to the far side boards by the Hornets. And now played into the corner. As Vivian Jungles playing it. Played over toward Davis on the near side. There's Davis into the offensive zone. Sherry in front of her. Davis trying to set up. Roberts will send a shot over the top of the net. Excuse me, that's Vivian. Yeah, that is Roberts. I was second-guessed myself a couple times too many on that one. As the Raiders steering it back out to neutral ice. Bonfie into the offensive zone. Bonfie with a shot that's saved by Cornea. It's loose out front as Warren Hausman got a whack at it. 3:25 to go here in the second period. Back out at neutral ice. Brooke Greeley plays this one ahead for Roberts. Roberts getting a shove in the back from Kira Ryan. Penalty coming against the Raiders. Empty net for Edina as Greeley has a shot that's tipped wide and might have been steered aside by the goaltender Fritz. And a penalty coming against the Raiders for that push in the back on Ryan. So the Hornets will go back on the power play with 3:09 to go here in the second period, and a game they lead at 5-0. Edina High School live streaming coverage presented in part by Tradition Companies, American Family Insurance, Lake House, and Itasca Marketing. So checking penalty against Ryan. So Edina back on the power play. We're under 3 minutes to go here in the second period. There's Connor on the near side. Connor trying to slide this one through, and Davis just missing on the redirect. There's Chorsky. Chorsky sliding this one in. Puck is still loose and now covered up by Fritz. Edina buzzing again in the offensive zone. 2:38 to go in the second period. 5-0 they lead this game over Cretin-Derham Hall. As Dahl ends up with the puck. Dahl slides this one through. Save, rebound. It's just tipped wide by Lindborg. The Raiders unable to clear the zone. Edina maintains the offensive attack as Bolby winds up. She kind of golfed that one up into the glove of Fritz, and we'll have another offensive zone face-off for Edina. 2:22 to go, second period. 5-0 Hornets. 1:13 to go in the Hornet power play. Face-off played into the near side corner. Telejungles comes out with it. The shot might have hit the goaltender and flipped back into the corner, and now it's in the length of the ice by the Raiders. 57 seconds now in the power play. 2:05 in the period. Hornets leading at 5-0 as it's played up onto the far side boards. Flipped out to neutral ice. Here come the Raiders into the offensive zone. Short-handed with that pass. Only found Haley Maxwell who gets it out to neutral ice. Edina back into the offensive zone. As Jungles trips as she tried to reverse direction. Puck played back to the slot. Here's Dahl. Sends it back up to the point. Maxwell. Toward Bolby on the near side. Bolby trying to slide this one in for Lindborg, but it's flipped back out toward neutral. Able to be held in by Dahl. Jungles with it. Jungles works her way through the corner. She feeds Roberts, who takes a shot, and that's saved and held on to. 1:19 to go here in the second period. 5-0 Hornets. 11 seconds in the power play. 1:19 in the period. American Family Insurance. We protect what you've achieved so you can fearlessly pursue your dreams. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Find the support you need at amfam.com. There's a shot that was blocked. Deflects up into the corner. The power play comes to an end, and Cretin-Derham back at full strength. About to go under a minute to play here in the second period. Going to head toward Gwen Hendrickson. Hendrickson into the offensive zone. She slides this one through. There's a shot that was saved. And then covered up as Roberts took a point-blank shot that was saved by Fritz. With 55.1 to go in the second period. Katie Davis scoring both of the Hornet goals here in the second period. Both of them unassisted. Face-off played up to the far side boards. carried out to the neutral ice, and now it's sent deep into the Edina zone as Gwen Hendrickson back to pick it up. As Hendrickson trying to poke this one ahead. Works way back out to neutral ice. As Lauren Uline making her season debut for the Hornets. Played along the far side boards as Gwen Hendrickson plays it ahead. It comes down to the near side. The Raiders from deep in their own zone trying to get it toward Ryan. And tipped into the Edina zone. 15 seconds to go here in the period. Laid into the corner. Edina looking to come out with it as Ryan loses it to Roberts. Roberts gets tripped up and going to get a penalty coming here against the Raiders, and it will carry into the third period as the second period clock runs out as Roberts was tripped. So the Hornets will begin the third period on a power play. We'll take a 5-0 lead into the second intermission. We're going to hear from our friends at American Family Insurance, Robert Thomas Homes, and Dynamites during the second intermission. You're watching MN Hockey TV, second intermission at Braemar Arena, 5-0 Hornets.
I think that being in a sport, it has built into it the concept that we are going to face a challenge. When we do sport the right way, we are teaching values. We're teaching kids how to be hard workers. We're teaching kids how to be courageous, to be fearless. Dynamites, because we have a focus on whole life youth development, physical, academic, social, and spiritual excellence, we get that we're trying to develop people to be whole people. And I think that when you combine that mission with sport, I think you naturally get that. We have programs in each of those 4 areas. We have ice hockey for physical excellence. Academic excellence includes academic support like one-on-one tutoring. We have a summer academic camp. Social excellence includes our big community service project, Greg Carroll Learn to Skate, and also we're faith-based. So when kids are old enough, they have the choice to go to summer camp, kind of that traditional summer church camp. Every kid in the program has multiple mentors. If they're in tutoring, they have a very special mentor that's just their very own. And then of course the hockey coaches are mentors, and of course all the staff are mentors too. We have a very high retention rate. Dynamite's high school graduation rate over 20 years is 85%. And over the last 5 years, 96% have graduated, which is really significant because right now Minneapolis Public Schools is reporting that their graduation rate is 53%. So that, I think, is another measure that shows that Dynamites is working. Being a faith-based organization, I think we're able to say things that are really powerful sometimes. You might say to the kids, like, we're gonna do some hard things today. And we want you to remember, we can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. A few minutes later, we might be asking them to do that hard thing, and you got heads down and panting, and remind them, remember, you have strength. God's given you the strength to do this. You have the strength that you need inside you right now. They might even remember the moments where they began to believe that, where they began to believe, I should be fearless. Only believe, do not fear.
Too heavy? Try it.
I got it.
Lift it up. 1, 2, 3. Good. Looks great.
Wow. This looks amazing. Can I help you make a few?
Sure.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
Hi, I'm Derek. Nice to meet you. So how long have you been doing this?
2 years.
2 years. So you're an expert.
Yes.
Can you do one with my name?
Sure.
D-E-R-E-K?
D-R-E-K.
D-E-R-E-K.
D-E-R-E-K?
Yes.
Okay.
What's the ultimate dream for your business?
I really wish I had more bracelets to make every single day.
What do you do with the money?
We have this hunger project, and I give back to the kids that don't have enough money to buy food.
So the more bracelets you make, the more money you raise, and then the more kids you can help out.
How long have you had this dream?
10 years.
So you're 6 years old and you had the dream for 10 years. That's pretty good. That's someone that knows what they want to do in life.
Yeah.
Okay, now, what do you think about this?
Ooh. Yeah.
Pretty good?
Yep.
Okay.
Got a Duluth invasion here on MNHockey.tv for you next weekend here at Braemar Arena on Friday night. As Duluth East, the Greyhounds coming in to take on the Hornets. That's Friday night at 7, and then Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock, a week from tomorrow. The Proctor Hermantown Mirage will be in Braemar Arena to take on the Hornets, and it'll be next Friday and Saturday. Friday night against Duluth East. Saturday against Hermantown Proctor right here on MNHockey.tv. 5-0. Edina with the lead here after 2 periods. They'll start the 3rd period on a power play and a tripping penalty assessed at the end of the 2nd frame against Lauren Hausman of the Raiders. Katie Davis with 2 goals. Vivian Jungles with 2 goals. And Tella Jungles with the first goal of the game, coming early in the 1st period. This game brought to you by Lake House, bringing together design, art, entertainment, community, social responsibility, personal connection, and good spirit through thoughtful developments and residences, giving everyone an opportunity to be part of something great. Check them out at lakehouseminneapolis.com. That's LAKEHAUSMPLS.com. That's LAKEHAUSMPLS.com. Also brought to you tonight by Itasca Marketing. Create a ripple effect when marketing your business. Experts at Itasca Marketing will craft your custom solutions and make an impact. Check them out at itascamarketing.com as we're back underway here in the third period. 16:54 in regulation, minute 53 to go in that Edina power play that we briefly mentioned that was assessed at the end of the second period as the clock expired. A full 2 minutes of power play time to begin the third period for the Hornets. Lead this game 5-0. Talked about Davis with 2 goals, Vivian Jungles with 2 goals, and Tella Jungles with 1. Davis scoring those 2 unassisted goals in that second period. Vivian Jungles scoring twice on the power play. And slipping and falling to the ice behind the net is Ziegler. The Hornets able to maintain the offensive attack, and then Vivian Jungles kind of whiffed on the shot, didn't get very much on it. We got another penalty coming here against the Raiders as Connor slides this one through. It's covered up by Fritz as it slid in on her. And they get a tripping penalty coming here against the Raiders, though. Kira Ryan will head into the box. It'll be 57 seconds of 5-on-3 for Edina. This will be the third 5-on-3 that the Hornets have had. They converted on one of them as they control the face-off here. As Vivian Jungles slides this one down low. Connor gets it back to Jungles. Jungles over to Hendrickson with a shot. Rebound is cleared down to the near side. Willie Hendrickson had a good look at it as Hendrickson tried to slide this one through to Connor. It was tipped away, but Connor able to reestablish possession. As Jungles gives it back to Hendrickson, centers it out front for Davis, comes free to Jungles, will take a shot, still loose out front. As Fritz try to get on top, they score! It's a 5-on-3 power play goal for the Hornets, and they now lead at 6-0. As Emma Connor was able to find that one in the massive bodies out front and poke it home. That's 2 5-on-3 conversions by Edina in this game. They lead at 6-0 with 15:24 to go in regulation. Still a minute 28 of 5-on-4 now for the Hornets. The Hornets control the face-off. Maxwell in her own zone. Tips up toward Bowlby. Goes Lindborg into the offensive zone for the Hornets where she loses control as a couple players go sliding into the back wall. We're going to get another penalty coming here. We hit running time. This penalty is going to be assessed on Lucy Bowlby for tripping. It'll end the power play for Edina. But now with the 6-0 lead, a running clock, 14:48 and counting to go. Face off in the Edina zone. Still loose in the circle as it's played down to the near side. This Maxwell battling in the half wall. Taken away by Garrity. Garrity with a backhand shot. Cornea knocked it down, able to find it with the glove. A little bit of pushing and shoving after the play. Stella Dolan getting into it with Tella Jungles. Face-off is pushed up into the corner in the Edina zone. Maxwell continuing to battle down there. Lindborg in there as well for Edina. Trying to push Stella Dolan out of the play, and they're able to do so. Played up to the far side. Maxwell into the offensive zone for the Hornets. He's pushed up and left on the far side boards. As Stella Jungle's trying to take it away, but the Raiders will be able to gain the offensive zone. And then getting tripped up is Garrity, and it'll be another penalty against the Hornets. As Maxwell will draw the trip there. With the running clock, it will only be a few seconds of 5-on-3 for the Raiders. Currently 23 seconds remaining in the Bowlby penalty, now down to 20 as we finally drop the puck. We have about 10 seconds of 5-on-3 once we get this game back underway. As the puck flipped up out of play, so that'll do it for the 5-on-3. Once we drop the puck, we'll go back to 5-on-4. 12:35 to go in regulation. 5-0 Edina. Face-off controlled by Lily Geist. She gets it back to Cece Ziegler, who slides this one through up to the far side corner. As Vivian Jungles trying to poke it along. Raiders able to maintain the offensive attack. There's a shot that's blocked out front. And then a shot that was blocked again as Ziegler was trying to get that by Vivian Jungles. The Raiders maintaining the offensive pressure. Ziegler brings it over to the near side. She'll wind up for a shot by Garrity. Off the one-timer that goes over the net. There's Geist with a shot that was blocked. There's Connor into the offensive zone. Connor getting tied up with Geist. That's going to draw another penalty against the Raiders here. Edina will empty the net. As Davis centers it for Jungles, who scores! Vivian Jungles completes the hat trick with the shorthanded goal, and that'll make it 7-0 Edina, 11:25 to go here in regulation. Tonight's game sponsored in part by American Family Insurance, because your dreams deserve a champion. Edina live streaming sponsored in part by Tradition Companies, American Family Insurance, Lake House, and Itasca Marketing. Thank all of you for your generous support of our live streams of Edina Athletics this season. We're now back to full strength. Played over to the near side. And a penalty coming here against Edina once again. Connor and Davis getting the assists on the Vivian Jungles hat trick goal. All three of her goals have come in the special teams tonight. 2 power play goals and a shorthanded goal. Here's Lily Barrett winding up for a shot. Stella Jungles might have disrupted the flow long enough to not let her get anything on it. Sophia Dahl also took a penalty in there for Edina, so the Raiders on the power play for 1:40. As Stella Jungles into the offensive zone. As Hannah Chorsky tripped up a little bit, tripped over her own skates rather, as that one slides in on Fritz, who will cover it up. Offensive zone face-off for the Hornets, 9:30 to go and counting in regulation, 7-0 Hornets. $1:15 to go in the power play. As we mentioned in the open to this third period, our next 2 MNHockey.tv broadcasts of Edina Hockey. We'll finish this thought momentarily as there's a shot that's just steered aside. Kira Ryan with some nice work to take that puck away and then generate a shot attempt. It's cleared out by the Hornets. So now Roberts will race down to pick it up in front of Barrett. Barrett and Roberts continuing to battle in the corner. 8:45 to go in regulation. Remember, we've got the Duluth invasion next weekend here on MN Hockey TV. Duluth East in here on Friday night at 7 o'clock. Proctor Hermantown at 2 o'clock on Saturday. We'll have both of those games here on MN Hockey TV. As Geist will send a shot that's saved by Cornea, and she covers it up. 8:20 to go in the third period and counting. Well, tonight, just what the Hornets were looking for after their disappointing loss against Andover last week. They had 8 days to sort of steam and stew about that. Number 1 Andover in action tonight, taking on Benilde St. Margaret. They lead that game 4-2. That game here on MNHockey.tv as well. Part of our package for this season, Edina Girls, Edina Boys, Benilde St. Margaret's Boys and Girls, Eden Prairie and Minnetonka Boys. And some other odds and ends to keep up with as the season goes along. We'll have some Holy Angels action for you as well, boys and girls, some select matchups there. The puck nearly played with a high stick as Davis was whacking at it. And indeed, that's going to be the call, as Davis kind of took a baseball swing at it. The face-off coming deep in the Edina zone. 7:10 remaining in the game. Hornets leading at 7-0. American Family Insurance and the right support, any dream is possible. Find an agent and get a quote at amfam.com. Under 7 minutes to go in regulation. As Connor into the offensive zone. Connor with a shot off the glass. It'll trickle off the back of the net. 6:40 to go in regulation. Game that Edina scored early and often. It was 3-0 after the first period. 6-0 after 2. They've added on another one here in the final frame so far. Vivian Jungles completing the hat trick as Hankinson whistles one over the top of the net for the Hornets. Raiders will work it back out to neutral ice with Evans. Evans pokes this one along into the Edina zone as the Raiders will change. We go under 6 minutes to go in the game. Played over to the near side, and Dolan pokes this one ahead toward Hausman. Will be held in on the back door by Ziegler. It'll work its way around the net. And that one is able to be held in by Brooke Greeley. Go back out at neutral ice. The Raiders and Ryan back into the offensive zone as Ryan sends a shot. It's like it clipped off of something on Cornea. Couldn't quite tell if it caught her in the mask or it might have been the handle of the stick, but regardless, it works its way back into the Raiders zone for an icing. We'll have a face-off with 5:15 and counting to go in regulation. We got the announcement over the PA about next week's Edina action. The next home game, as we talked about, next Friday night against Duluth East. And Saturday against Proctor Hermantown. We'll have both of those games here on MN Hockey TV. 4:42 to go now in regulation. Edina High School hockey presented by Tradition Companies. Find them online at traditionco.com. As many of you know, Tradition Companies works, lives, and reinvests in our community. They are a great family-owned business offering a one-stop shop for all your home and financing needs. From new home construction, land development, mortgage, banking, and wealth management services, Tradition has a solution for you. They are vested in our community, and they are vested in you. Check them out at traditionco.com. That's traditionco.com. We go under 4 minutes to play in regulation. It's Francis Staples controlling for the Raiders. And Roberts able to play it back in deep to the Raider zone. It's picked up behind the the Raider net and played up through neutral ice. Into the offensive zone is Klein. Klein will work her way into the corner as Vivian Jungles opposing her there. As Erin Anfang trying to come out with the puck. It'll be poked back into the neutral zone. We're back to pick it up for the Raiders. There's Barrett. Barrett trying to play this one along. It's poked back the other way nicely by Lindborg. Bonfie back to pick it up. She'll work her way around the Raider net. 3:15 to go in regulation. 7-0 Hornets. There's Vivian Jungles on the near side. There's Connor, who has one of the goals for Edina in the game. One of the 7. As we pass the 14-minute mark of this third period, 7-0 Hornets. And back out to neutral ice. And Hendrickson plays it into the Raider zone, where Sherry will play it on the end boards. She'll play it around toward the near side, where Vivian Jungles will intercept it, play it back around the Raider net up to the far side. Hendrickson getting to it first. Plays it back behind the net. Bonfie slowed the puck down. Bonfie will end up with the puck again. As Evans on the near side, trying to tip it out toward the blue line, able to be held in by Uline. Centering feed for Uline, slides through all the way down to the near side into the corner, and Jungles as the Raiders able to clear. And will go for icing with 2:12 and counting to go in regulation. Edina leading at 7-0. Tella Jungles got it going early. Vivian Jungles added a pair of power play goals before the end of the first period. Then in the second period, it was Davis with a pair of unassisted goals. And Emma Connor with one in there as well. And then in the third period, Vivian Jungles completing the hat trick, shorthanded. 1:43 to go now in regulation. Chorsky winding up. Chorsky with a shot that might have gotten blocked before it got through to the goaltender. $1:15 to go. $1:05 remaining now in regulation. It's poked back into the This play stopped with 50 seconds left to go. Penalty against Davis for Edina. Now for Edina, their next overall game will be a week from tonight against Duluth East. We'll have their first 5 games here at home as this puck is in on Cornea, who holds on. We'll the penalty was taken by Holly Olson. My apologies. Some sort of tongue-in-cheek announcement from the PA about the penalty, which I didn't quite get, but nonetheless, the game comes to an end. Edina with a dominating 7-0 victory over Cretin-Derham Hall this evening. 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 here in the third period to get us to the 7-0 final score. So the Hornets rebound nicely from their opening night loss last week. For Cretin-Derham Hall, giving up 7 in each of their first 2 games. They'll look to rebound on Tuesday night when they take on Irondale St. Anthony on Tuesday night. But the Hornets will get another week off. And they'll stay right at home for the 2 visitors from Duluth next weekend. It'll be Duluth East on Friday night at 7 o'clock. And Proctor Hermantown, the Mirage, on Saturday afternoon at 2. Have both of those games for you on MN Hockey TV. So for Tanner Lawlick and Todd Grover, this has been Patrick Lilia with you on behalf of our sponsors, Tradition Companies, American Family Insurance, Lake House, and Itasca Marketing. We wish you a pleasant good evening from Braemar Arena, where the Hornets win it 7-0 over the Cretin-Derham Hall Raiders. And one last time, we will be back a week from tonight when the Hornets take on Duluth East here at Braemar Arena at 7 o'clock. Be a week from tonight. We will catch you from an arena near you.